Well, I hope everybody is having a great afternoon. Just thought I would make a quick video, kind of midweek video, kind of fill in the gaps, before this weekend of college football. Update, septic tank has been looked at. The problem has been diagnosed, and I'm hoping to have that fixed within the next couple weeks. Turns out I need a new lateral field, so they tell me. So, hopefully I won't have any more sewage backing up into my toilets. But anyway, if you want the context of that, go watch 2 videos ago. So so we have some pretty good games this week. To me, this is going to be the biggest week of college football thus far. Not necessarily for OU, but just in general. There's going to be a lot of ranked games. So I'm just going to go through the Big 12, and I'm just going to predict every Big 12 game. I don't know if I'll do scores because I don't know if I haven't watched each team enough to really know. Texas at TCU, I think Texas is going to win pretty handily in this one. They looked really good last week. I don't think they're having any problem beating TCU. Playing in Fort Worth and knowing TCU's beat them the last 2 years, maybe that poses some mental challenges, but I don't know. I don't think it will. I think Texas will wind up winning. They're getting on a roll, and I think if they win convincingly at TCU, OU had better respect them the next week. Texas Tech at West Virginia. I think West Virginia will probably win this one. Tech did not look good last week at all. West Virginia looked good, but again, we don't know. OU's making everybody look good right now, so we don't know how good they are. Baylor at Oklahoma State. This is a ranked game, and I'm going to take Baylor. I don't think Oklahoma State's that good this year. I think they played a team last week who had a third-string quarterback. I don't think it's going to be that's very hard to beat a team on the third quarterback. Baylor's looking good, so I'm going to take Baylor. Kansas at Iowa State. That one speaks for itself, right? If you're guessing between Kansas and any other team this year, you pick the other team. I'm picking Iowa State. All right, so let's look at the rankings. Let's get here. Okay, so we have Arkansas at Georgia. That's a big one. I'm going to take Georgia. Arkansas looks good, but they're not convincingly as good as Georgia is to me. Georgia's just firing on all cylinders now. JT Daniels, I guess, is injured, and so he may play next week, or he's predicted to play next week or this week, but we'll see if that injury has any effect on him. We'll see if there's any other more. We have Cincinnati at Notre Dame. Cincinnati's number 7, Notre Dame's number 9. Look, I'm not that high on Cincinnati playing, and they don't play in a Power 5, and neither does Notre Dame, I guess. But Notre Dame has at least proven themselves that they can play with some of the big dogs, maybe not in the playoffs, but I know they didn't look good against Florida State, but it's hard for me to get behind Cincinnati right now. So I'm going to take Notre Dame. We have Ole Miss versus Alabama. I'm going to take Alabama pretty much against anybody, so we'll take Alabama there. See if there's any more. There's some good games this week. A lot of ranked games. There's a top 10 matchup, 2 top 10 matchups, and then number 1 versus number 12. So nearly 3 top 10 matchups. So it's going to be a good week of college football. So those are my predictions for the ranked games, and we'll see if I'm right. The other thing I was wanting to talk about was what Paul Finebaum said about Dabo Swinney. I know I may get roasted by OU fans for saying this. I like Dabo Swinney. I don't have a kid right now, but if I did, and he somehow was good at football and was somehow getting offers, I would probably push him to go to OU. But if he didn't want to go to OU, I'd probably tell him to go to Clemson. I feel like Dabo's a good guy. I share a lot of the same values with him, and I think he's a good coach. But I say all that to say what Paul Finebaum is proposing, that the dynasty is over, is just hogwash to me. This happens to every team. OU, it happened, last year. I remember Joel Klatt talking about how last year was a rebuilding year for OU. We started out 1-2. Ohio State this year, no one's saying anything about them being, maybe the dynasty being over. Alabama back in 2014 when we beat them in the Sugar Bowl, they said Nick Saban. It happens. Your teams go over, and this year's weird anyways because you have your normal really good teams that just aren't performing very well. So miss me with all that. I don't think the dynasty is over. They're still top 10 recruiting class in the next few years, so they're going to be just fine. They're just having a down year, and they're going to figure it out next year. And it may not be what they were. I mean, they're not getting a Trevor Lawrence or Deshaun Watson anytime soon that I know of, but they're going to be good. That, I know OU fans, we were not huge fans of Brent Venables, but you can't deny he's put together some amazing defenses. He's still going to be there. He's not going to take a head coaching job, and so they're going to have a respectable defense for the near future. So, I'm not worried about Clemson at all. They're just having a down year. I'm not worried about Ohio State either. They're having a down year. So Paul Finebaum, his name kind of speaks for himself. Really entertaining guy, but doesn't like anybody really other than SEC teams. So we kind of know what he's going to say. I don't think he really even likes OU either. So, but he might like us when we go to the SEC, but we'll see. Anyway, so I wouldn't listen to Paul Finebaum on Clemson. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. But anyway, so that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to put out another one Friday where I'll give my prediction for the OU Kansas State game, and I have something that I have a pretty good prediction. I know last week my gut was completely wrong. I'm not following my gut this time. I'm following logic, and we'll try if logic works out. So, by the way, Texas fans, don't come in here with don't enter in my comments with all gas, no brakes. Get on with that. Take that somewhere else. I don't want that in my comments. 3-1. You already hit the brake once, so just get on with that. Don't post that in my comments. I don't mind if you comment on my videos, but don't comment all gas, no brakes. You're already 3-1. You've already lost a game. Okay. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. We released a new episode of the Divided Duo podcast this morning, so check that out on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts at. We had a good episode. So I'll see y'all on Friday, and be sure to stay tuned, and Boomer Sooner.